If you have a credit card, then you need to watch this entire video because credit cards are about to become more expensive. Millions and millions of people prefer using credit cards over any other payment method, myself included. But if you are one of those people that are a little bit behind, or you're struggling because prices continue to rise and maybe you were just laid off, well, you need to know what's going on because there was a major reversal that just happened that's going to cost you more money. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on and why millions of Americans are a little bit frustrated about this new change. So again, before I get there, I do ask one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So first off, let's not beat around the bush. Let's get right to the facts here. Look what just happened. A court scraps the $8 credit card late fee limit. This is at the Consumer Bureau's request. Yeah, it says the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or the CFPB, switched sides and backed a federal lawsuit by banks and business groups seeking to eliminate a fee cap the Bureau set last year under the Biden administration. I want to show you this. Look at this right here. It says the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau adopted the fee cap last year, estimating that it would save households $10 billion a year. Says a coalition of banking and business trade groups immediately sued to block the rule, arguing that the Bureau had exceeded its statutory authority and won an injunction that prevented it from taking effect. Yeah, they reversed it. So if you were ever late on your credit card payment, guess what? $8. Just $8. That's it. But get this. Here's some interesting numbers right here. It says in March of 2024, the maximum credit card late fee was reduced to $8. Most people were paying about $25 to $30 for one late fee. This is down. It used to be about $32 to $35. And then it dropped a little bit. Okay? Again, $25. That's a massive amount, especially if you're late on multiple credit cards every single month. It's easy. You're going to get $25, $50, $100 in late fees every single month. And that is hurting millions of people. Says the CFPB argued that credit card companies exploited a loophole in the 2009 Credit Card Accountability, Responsibility, and Disclosure Act of 2009, charging consumers $14 billion in excess annual fees. Now, here's what's going on. It said if the CFPB's rule had gone into effect, it would have resulted in more late fees. And again, their rule was $8 cap on credit cards, on credit card late payments. So it would have resulted in more late payments, lower credit scores, higher interest rates, and reduced credit access for those who need it most. Keep this in mind. If we have a late payment fee of $8, that's the maximum it can be. Guess what? And I told you this. Banks were already discussing how they fix it. Okay, you have an $8 fee? No problem. We'll give you that $8 fee. But in exchange, what's going to happen is we are going to charge you, instead of a 22% interest rate, we're going to charge you 26%. We're going to charge you 27%. We're going to charge you a little bit more because we need to make up for the loss of money from having to charge just $8. Here's the other one. Reducing credit access. Guess what happened? One of the things we heard early on when the Biden administration was first discussing this was credit card companies were coming out and saying that we are actually going to charge more. The annual fee is going to be more to have access to our credit card. But at the same time, we're actually going to lower your credit availability. You're not going to get as much money. So if you still want to use our card, great, we want to have you, but you're going to pay for it. Listen to this. At the end of 2024, U.S. household debt reached, debt was $18 trillion. That includes credit cards, cars, homes, things like that. $18 trillion. Okay? Get this. Credit card debt totaled over $1 trillion. It says credit card delinquencies have been on the rise. They're 37%. Okay? 37% of cardholders just recently said that they have either missed a payment or made a late payment, and they'd incurred one of these fees just in the past year. Because, again, people are struggling. Look at this as well. It says 60% of Americans carry a credit card balance as interest rates top 20%. I want to read a little of this to you. Okay? Credit cards are the number one source of unsecured borrowing. Okay? 20%. It's a massive number. But what is driving Americans' record high credit card spending and debt? Well, look at this right here. It says nearly half of credit card debt holders say they carry a balance because of emergency or unexpected expenses. Only about 10% say they've carried credit card debt for retail or entertainment purchases. Yeah, the majority of Americans are not carrying a balance on a credit card because they're spending money on the new Lululemon leggings or they're buying the new Rolex, right? That's usually not the reason why. The reason why is because they incurred an unexpected expense. Some of which are something simple. I need new tires for my car. I needed to put fuel in my car. My insurance for my car or my rent or my home went up. And the only way I could afford it is by putting it on my credit card. Yeah. Some people even say that they've been paying some of their essential bills, buying food with credit cards. Some people have even gone as far as paying for all utilities. Okay, this is something. I've heard many people, and I've seen a few comments on it, but many people are actually going and getting cash withdrawals from their credit card, and then their cash that they're taking out, it's not charged at 0%. They're charging them the full amount. They are maximum, interest. But what's happening is then they're taking that money, they're putting it in their bank so that they can go and pay for their rent. They can pay for their mortgage. They can pay for things like that. That's what people are doing. Again, it's an emergency or an unexpected expense. I want to show you something though. Okay? Look at this right here. It says right here, with the vast majority of the American public using credit cards for their purchases, the interest rate that is attached to these products is significant. The more a debt costs, the more stress this puts on an already tight budget. People are feeling the effects, right? It's getting worse. Look at this. Okay, this is a credit card debt. Look at 2019. This is before the pandemic. $930 billion. That's what we're at. Okay, then it dropped. Americans were paying off their credit cards. Right? We're down $770 billion in the first quarter of 2021. It's because of stimulus. Guess what? There's also additional talks of stimulus coming back because the American people need it. They need it to survive, to pay off debt. They need it to put food on the table, keep a roof over their head, and in some cases, just to continue on making an enormous car payment of $800+ a month. This is what's happening. And again, I bring this up because we are going to continue to see more and more of this, where Americans are going to continue to spend and put charges on their credit cards because they have no other way of affording it. It doesn't matter if it's clothing, if it's tools, if it's school supplies, right? Fuel, utility payments. The American people are struggling. As a result, again, prices are going up, but yet their wages are not really keeping up with inflation. All I can tell you right now is the American people are going to pay. And what we have just found out is by reversing this, it's going to put more pressure on the American people. It's going to put more pressure to make sure you are paying your bills. Okay? But get this. If this wasn't in place and we did see an $8 cap on credit card late fees, more Americans would actually not pay their credit cards. We would see the credit scores go down. We'd see more late payments simply because people wouldn't make their payments because it's only going to cost them $8. It's not a big deal. But as the Trump administration is trying to move away and pretty much eliminate the CFPB, this is something that this judge decided it's about time. We don't need to only pay $8. Okay, this is something that the American people signed up for. But again, we don't have to go and get a credit card. We don't have to have one. So the fact of the matter is, this is our responsibility to make these payments. But again, the American people are going to pay. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but that's what we know as of today. Again, major reversal just happened, but let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think this is a good thing for banks? Do you think this is a bad thing for the American people? Now they're going to pay more money? Or what are your thoughts? Let me know. But again, that's what we know as of today. So thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.